Turns out, and I'm sad and sorry to report this because I'm going to stand up for a group of people that are really unpopular, but it turns out blaming the airlines for America's travel woes is not exactly fair. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg actually shoulders a lot of the blame. Since January, more than 147,000 flights have been canceled in the United States, more than 1 million delayed. So hundreds of millions of people's plans have been screwed up. And yes, the airlines shoulder a lot of blame, but the FAA also has its own share. So it's not just the airlines' problems. The FAA has massive shortages of air traffic controllers. Weather, of course, has an impact, as did the airlines coming back from the pandemic. But turns out the delays at America's busiest airports often happen because there's not enough people to sit in the FAA's radar centers. That's not something Secretary Pete often talks about.
When the right thing to do is to roll up our sleeves and bring the airlines to the table and work with them, I prefer to do that. But we're also going to use our enforcement powers to make sure passengers have a better experience.
He wants the airlines to give you credits, vouchers, refunds to help you after you've sat on the tarmac, slept in the airport, or spent hours trying to get rebooked on a flight that was canceled. You know, things that any good airline may already do. But this is just the latest in the long list of government failings in its basic function of protecting us and serving the public. Right? Like the cities who declared a monkeypox emergency felt great about it, having to declare a public health emergency over monkeypox before the Biden administration did. Cities did it before the administration did, not to mention the lack of vaccines, ever-changing guidance. Same could be said about the CDC, COVID. The CDC just admitted extreme failures there. And of course, there was the baby formula shortage after the government shut down a plant in Michigan and didn't have the forethought to plan ahead. So yet again, as it relates to the airlines and our travel, we are let down by a leader of a 3-letter government agency. Former FAA Administrator Barry Valentine joins us now. Barry, when the Secretary blames the airlines over and over and over again, is that really fair?
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around under the current circumstances, both with the airlines, with air traffic control shortages, with weather, all of the factors with the way in which we came out of the slowdown from COVID and how that's all handled.
Yeah, no, I get all that. I'm thinking, though, as a passenger, I've got a choice, right? I can pick an airline that I think may or may not get delayed. I can choose to use their services or not. But when it comes to the FAA and them providing controllers and dealing with the airspace, they have a monopoly. And if the FAA administrator was the president of a private company, if this was Canada where air traffic control is privatized, would they still have a job, you think?
Well, I did a little research before coming on tonight, and the air traffic controller shortage issue was listed as representing about 17% of the total delay problem. So I need to put it in that context. And as you probably have also read, because of COVID, the training centers that the FAA uses to train air traffic controllers were shut down. So that's now coming back online as well. And there are plans to hire more controllers, but at the moment we've got that gap. And one other thing I also wanted to point out, because I heard this from another newscaster questioning whether there was a safety issue. There is not. The reason you're having a slowdown or ground holds on airplanes is to make sure that the air traffic controller workload remains the same.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And as much as we love to bash the airlines, because they can't really fight back, and as much as we love to criticize anybody in this, the remarkable safety of American air travel and reliability, albeit delayed sometimes, is still sort of one of the great wonders of the world as it exists. You talked about FAA controllers. In 2011, including trainees, FAA had more than 15,000 controllers on board. That has dipped for the last 11 years and is now dropped by 10%. Does nobody want the job anymore?
Actually, lots of people want the job. I forget the figure, but some tens of thousands of applications have been put in for the job of air traffic controller. Wow. They're jobs that pay very well, but they require a significant amount of training and qualification.
Well, and until then, I guess we'll all just wait, which is what we've been doing a lot of. Hey, Barry, it was good to see you as always. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.